Hello, everyone. If you're watching this on demand, this is our 30-minute speed introduction session on Tuesday, the 21st of July. We've got a lovely group of people here, members and guests and non-members. But what we're going to do is zip round the room so that you can hear a little from everyone. If you hear from somebody you'd like to have a further conversation with, do please let me know. Or look for the chat file which will accompany this wherever it's published. So here we go. I'm going to start with Anna, if I may, Anna, and then I'll come to Siegfried. Anna, would you like to jump off mute and say hi to everyone? It's good to see you again.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Anna, a visual artist based in London. My artistic practice focuses in creating mixed media and 3D artworks using plaster, acrylic, and other materials on canvas. And alongside this, I run miweb.io. It's an independent web and design digital studio that focuses on artists and all type of creative professionals building their presence online.
That's
Thank,
great,
thank you.
Anna. Thank you very much. Do please pop some links to all that in the chat if you can. That would be great. Thank you very much. Let's come to Siegfried next and then Vincent, please. Siegfried, good to have you here with us again.
Hi, I'm Siegfried. I'm based in the north of Germany, close to Hamburg. I run Silhouettes by the Sea, something that might be a gallery in the future, where we actually promote paintings of my late wife and my daughter. It just officially became a company, and as soon as we can prove some significant sales, we will open it for other artists also.
Fantastic, Siegfried. Thank you very much. Some of you may have spotted a success story I posted with Teddy Flanagan, who's a young artist. I introduced her to Gary Williamson, who runs a gallery, and he's now representing her. So you might want to track down Gary Williamson, Siegfried, and let him know about the work you're doing. If you need an intro, just let me know. But Teddy's delighted. She did a show when she was 17 at school, and sold 10 of the 11 pictures on the show. And she does it through synesthesia. She creates abstract portraits of her friends through synesthesia. So, and Gary was very interested to represent her. So do please track Gary down.
I will drop you a mail to get the contacts.
Yeah, I've got his details if you need them, so do drop me a line.
Great.
Vincent, it's great to have you here, Vincent. Vincent is our ambassador in Belgium, and has single-handedly introduced more full members than any other person in our gang. So all yours, Vincent, and then we'll come to Eric, please.
Thank you, Mark, very much. Hi, everyone. My name is Vincent Meslier. I'm from Belgium. I'm an artist. I'm a painter. I'm also an art coach. I try to help artists to get along and get more exposure. And I'm also very glad to be ambassador for Arts and Culture Network to bring other people on board. And I'm very glad to see Mariam, and I'm glad to see Sidra again as well. Thank you very much, everybody. And thank you, Mark.
That's great. Yes, I think Sidra and Miriam are here because of your introductions, which is great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Eric, and then Christia, please. Eric, good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you, Mark, and everyone else who I haven't seen for quite a long time. Yeah, good evening. Eric, based in Nuremberg in southern Germany, so not quite neighbor Siegfried. I don't really like to put a label on what I do because I do lots of things. But fundamentally, I work and earn my living through facilitating events. Well, it's actually I facilitate people so that they have meaningful conversations, enabling them to collaborate. We live and work in social spaces and we tend to ignore that. We focus on all the fluff that's around it, but why are we actually here? That's the kind of question I ask. And what do you want to do together? And I kind of opened the space for, I created well, it looks like a game. It's not, called Culture Cues, questions around culture, where people have very quickly very meaningful conversations around who they are, why they think the way they do. And that's it, really. But there's a lot more to say, but I'll shut up now and hand over to somebody else.
Thank you very much, Eric. Do make sure there are further reading links in the chat when you get a chance. Thank you. Christia, it's lovely to have you with us again. Thank you so much for coming along. And then we'll come to Jonas, please.
I'm glad to be here, Mark. I was looking at, I guess I haven't been here since January, so I'm really glad to be engaging again. And I am now officially full-time out of Old Lyme, Connecticut, which is a beautiful little arts community on the coast. And I am a creativity coach and a brand storyteller. And my work made my career as a writer and an actor, and worked in different artistic realms. But as a creativity coach, that's really what I describe as the work of my heart. And I help other artists and writers and performers commit or recommit to their work and step through process and practice day to day, overcome the challenges and barriers, and reach their goals, the goals that they set for themselves in their through their work.
That's great, Christia. Thank you very much. We've got somebody coming in. Nick is on his way in. Well, he comes in. Jonas, would you like to introduce yourself? It's lovely to have you here for the first time. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Jonas Thorén. I'm from Stockholm, Sweden. And I'm a conceptual artist, worked with many different art forms during the years, but now the latest 2 years I've been very deeply involved in researching how AI and music can collaborate to create art that matters and can make difference in the world. I'm a bit thrilled actually, because just before this meeting I succeeded to create a song about starving and hunger in the world. And and I'm using my own voice as a model for the AI, not just a random voice. It doesn't sound like me, but well, it's closer than just any random AI vocals. So I'm happy with that. And I have this, what I call brave smart music, where I gather all conceptual works and tryouts. It's on SoundCloud if you're interested to listen. And yeah, that's me.
That's great, Jonas. Thank you. Yes, please pop some links in the chat so that we can go and have a listen. Sounds fascinating. I've seen some of those adverts where somebody just sings into a microphone and suddenly it becomes an orchestral piece. Incredible. Excellent. Thank you, Jonas. Let's come to Sidra next and then to Miriam, please. Sidra, it's lovely to have you back. Good to see your smiling face.
Hi, Mark. Hi, everyone. I'm Sidra Hakim. I'm a soulscape artist. I live in Germany, a half an hour away from Cologne. I've been an artist for a little over 3 decades, and I paint what I believe are the landscapes of the human soul. I am also a full member of the ACN, and thanks to Mark, I am also a fellow of the Royal Society of Arts. And I am looking forward to meeting Mark hopefully soon, because I'm working on my visa. And I hope I meet you soon, Mark.
That would be great. I would love that. Thank you for the accidental plug, because you've just mentioned that's one of the benefits of full membership. I'm able to nominate our full members for Fellowship of the Royal Society of Arts in London. And if I nominate, they waive the application fee of £75 and they reduce the annual fee for the first year by 25%. So instead of it being nearly £300, it's only £164. You can pop FRSA after your name then, should you wish. And there are 30,000 fellows around the world, and they have all sorts of networking and connecting opportunities. So if that's something that you'd like to do, then do please drop me a line. I'll be dropping a line to those who are here for the first time after our meeting. But Sidra, thank you for the plug. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Um, let's come to Miriam now and then to Mark Noble, please. Miriam, it's great to have you here.
Thank you, Mark. Great to be back again. So I am Irish. I have been living for the past 40 years, though, in Luxembourg, where I had my professional career. And now I've gone back to my pastime, which has always been art. And I've taken it on like 100%. So I'm not retired. I'm doing another thing completely now. So basically, what I've done is I've had my epiphany. I was at a three-star Michelin restaurant, sat down and saw these magnificent dishes in front of me. And I said, how can you let something so beautiful just be eaten and not remember it in some sort of formal way of artistic representation? Because I think Michelin star chefs and the best chefs in the world, not just Michelin, have this amazing talent today. It wasn't like 20 years ago when chefs just made nice dishes and like meals. Here it's true artistry. So what I'm trying to do is take these dishes, their best dishes, convert them into abstract art and give some sort of perenity to the short-lived life of these dishes that you actually taste sometimes. But it's a great experience. So that's just one there behind me. That was a prawn, basically, smiling and became a Buddha. So that's what I do. And the other good news is I will be Friday in Malaga at an exhibition exposing at the Fusion Art Gallery in Malaga. So if anybody is in Malaga on Friday, please come by. I will be there.
That's great, Miriam. Thank you. I've thoroughly enjoyed our interview, and I think, as you know, I help some of our members capture what I call the picture hook. What is it about your work that I will never forget? And you've got that, which is fantastic. I doubt if anyone here will forget you now because of that wonderful, unique approach. So congratulations. That's half the battle. It really is. Wonderful. You should get in touch with Gary Williamson as well.
Oh, I am. Oh, sorry. By the way, Gary's also accepted me, so I will be on his site within the next week or two. I'd say probably.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yes.
great.
Sorry. That's the other good news I had as well too. So Gary likes what I do too, so I'm going on board there too as well. Yeah.
Fantastic. And there is such a thing as a free lunch. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
London, don't worry.
Thank you, Miriam. Thank you. Mark Noble is with us. The Turner of the 21st century is in the room. Mark, would you like to say hello to everyone?
Hello, everyone. I'm based in Somerset, and I like the idea of food being transformed into beautiful art. So what I'm doing, I'm working on a fire guard at the moment. Again, this was in a junk shop, and I'm painting beautiful. I'm sort of reclaiming odd items, which would be especially the lampshades. But now I'm working on like different projects, like lamp on different forms of creativity. And instead of chucking away, I'm giving things a new release of life with beautiful art. A bit like Turner, I paint Turner images onto different things. And what I've worked on a big cockleshell bay project, painting things onto a scallop tray onto different themes of painting on these different types of wood, and the results are marvelous. So I'm an eco-friendly artist, but using beautiful stuff.
Fantastic. Yeah, check out Mark's work. I particularly love the lampshades because they're beautifully painted and they're lit from within, and they're often out of a charity shop or a skip, aren't they? So wonderful. Thank
My
you.
book's gone on, but my book's been launched already.
Has it been published, Mark?
Yeah, it's online at the moment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was happy to do a foreword for it. I'll pop the link in, won't you, if you can?
I will do, yeah.
The Noble Pursuit of Light, it's called. And it's great. Do have a look when you get a chance. Mark, thank you very much. Let's come to Michael, please, and then to Nicole. Nick's here with us as well. Nick, do please pop your surname in your window if you can. Good to have you here again. Michael, would you like to jump off mute and say hi?
Hi, I'm a French consultant based in Mexico City. I work mainly with cultural organizations on their strategy. It can be festivals, also the film industry, museums, and I also work with governments on their cultural strategy.
That sounds fascinating. I'd love to have a longer conversation with you if we get a chance to, Michael. Thank you very much. Nicole, would you like to jump off mute and say hi from your lovely garden? And then we'll come to Nick.
Yeah, my lovely garden in Los Angeles. I actually call this my writing, dreaming, thinking chair so that I can look out over the Los Angeles, some of the foothills here. Um, I'm a writer, director, and novelist. I started out as a novelist 3 decades ago. Then I went into filmmaking pretty much specifically for the next 3 decades. And now I've just published a book I worked on for over 25 years that I'm trying to get set up as a limited mini series and trying to connect with UK showrunners and producers because the book takes place in the classical music world. And I feel like Americans aren't quite as sophisticated as Europeans. So I'm going to try. That's one of the reasons I joined your network, because you are dealing with people all over the world. I'm very, very happy to be here. Thank you.
I'd love to learn more, Nicole. I played in the City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra for 12 years.
Oh, then you would
Um,
love this. You would love the audiobook, because one of the
oh,
things that we've done is wherever there's a reference to a piece of the repertoire, I've put in like 30 or 40 seconds snippets so that people who are not familiar with classical music can finally hear the gorgeous art that is classical music. Plus,
yeah.
it's got a wonderful triangular love story and all kinds of fun other twists and reveals in it. So,
Oh, that sounds great. Please share it. Please do.
yes.
I was in the percussion section of the City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra for about 12 years when Simon Rattle was conducting. And I was mainly number five, which is often the triangle. And
That's so awesome.
my friends never believed me when I told them that the triangle player in an orchestra gets paid more than the violinist. And that's because there's only one of them. It's
Mhm.
automatically a principal part. So,
Good
and
for
it
you.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the rest of the orchestra are doing. You will always be able to hear the triangle. So
Yes, you can.
excellent. I'd love a
Thank you.
longer conversation with you about that, Nicole. That would be
I
great.
would too. Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, Nick is here. Nick, would you like to jump off mute and say hi to everyone?
Sure. Hi, Mark. Hi, everyone. Firstly, yeah, I'm Nick, and I'm going to change my career to a triangulist, I think, because I didn't realize that's where the market was. So great. It's great to be back here. I've been to several meetings here since meeting Mark a year or so ago. I'm an energy coach, which Mark helped me with through my operator word, and an event host as well. I'm based in Madrid. So I'm just over all the big celebrations here the last couple of days from the World Cup. And now I'm here with you guys. So it's great to be here. So thanks for having me.
Oh, it's great to have you here, Nick. Yes, thank heavens Spain beat Argentina. That
Absolutely.
made, yeah. For me, the semi-final was that with England playing France was the final. I mean, 10 goals, no red cards, no yellow cards, and everyone got on like a house on fire after the game. It was great.
It's how it should have been played. The game of
Yeah,
the tournament.
yeah, it really was. Wonderful. Excellent. Thank you all so much. So if you're watching this, wherever we put it, and you've heard from someone you'd like to have a further conversation with, please either let me know or dig out the chat file that will be with this video recording wherever we pop it. Thank you very much.